Okay, this is directed at the devs that have contacted me with regards to your Half-Life Alyx performance. So what you can see here is Half-Life Alyx on a fresh Windows 10 install on a brand new SSD. The RAM, as much as I can go with the motherboard, supported, no overclocking, just what the XMP setting is, 3000 or 3200, I can't remember. So I can't do anything more to my computer, and that should basically be made clear. I've had this game on release, completed it start to finish, loved it, no problems, had absolutely no issues with performance. Since it's either V1.1 or 1.2, where they added smooth turning, it's gone wrong. It's just been really bad since March, and it's still not fixed, regardless of drivers, settings, whatever. It doesn't matter. So the headset I was using at the time, this is the same hardware I was using at the time, apart from faster RAM, so technically that should be even better. Obviously, nothing was changed without everything being troubleshooted first. So what you're seeing now is a capture. I apologize for the quality. It's a little crappy laptop, and I don't want to take any performance away from the actual main PC running the game. So this is just a mirror desktop image being captured by a little cheap capture card on a really underpowered laptop. I can't do anything about that. So you can see NVIDIA driver is 425.31. This is way before Alyx's release, okay? So this is nothing to do with the latest 30 series having issues or the stutter introduced that NVIDIA seems to think they're trying to fix. This is not the new drivers. This is going back as far as I can with the drivers I had saved on my computer. So driver is nothing to do with this issue, okay? So what I found is 90 Hertz is the absolute killer. And it shouldn't be like that because it's exactly the same TV1 headset, same PCI Express, everything's the same. Every single thing is the same on this computer. If anything, it's been improved. And obviously that's still not solved any issues. So 42531 NVIDIA driver. This is fresh out of the box Windows install, not overclocked. I haven't got any afterburner or anything running. So I can get rid of this here. I've turned G-Sync off. This again, this isn't anything to do with that. I've bought a new monitor since, and for benefit of doubt, I've turned G-Sync off. This is a freshly installed old driver that's been DDU'd in safe mode with networking turned off. This is bare minimum as I can get. There's no NVIDIA GeForce experience on this at all. So I'm going to leave most of this on screen. I'm no idea how this is going to come across in the recording, because like I said, it's a bit janky. So straight away, I'm in game. I'm going to move myself a bit further here, but I don't drop controllers everywhere. Bear with me. So this is in game. I've just been killed by Jeff. Typically, okay. Let's get myself reset up here. In fact, I'll put the headset on my head. Right. So with my troubleshooting, the second playthrough I've done, obviously the gnome achievement or whatever, I had to put up with the performance issues. I never had that when the game was released. So it's always had performance issues since it's been updated. I'm not going to go into all the other sort of troubles it introduced in those updates, like the hand jitter and stuff. They fixed that. That's not the problems I'm chasing. This seems to be a remnant that's just continued ever since that first update. And the absolute worst offending level is Jeff, basically, later on. It's nothing to do with the graphics settings. I have to doubly state that, triple state that. Something's going on internally within Alyx, and it's not anything to do with SteamVR or Oculus. So what I'm going to do is load sort of the worst offending bit. And again, this is just the easiest part to show you. It happens throughout the whole game, but this is the absolute worst, okay? And this is sort of why I called it a day, saying, bollocks to this, I ain't continuing with this performance. So let me get this loaded up here, and I can go through the basics and hopefully cover this pretty quickly, because I need to get onto the quest where I can change the refresh rate. So my Guardian's a quick mock-up because obviously this is a fresh Windows install. So I'm going to move away from my Guardian, and what I can see in the headset is the frame rate just dipping to 45, going straight back up, dipping to 45, going straight back up. So it's activating reprojection for whatever reason, okay? But it's not actually locking it there. And straight away, I'm going to rule out anyone's anyone's concerned with the graphic settings, this is as absolute low as I can go. The whole way through, textures on low, low fidelity, everything is low. So it's still on Direct 3D 11, DirectX 11. I've tried the Vulkan, it makes no difference whatsoever. So I cannot go any lower than this. And you have to understand, like, I played through on this computer on high settings when it was released and didn't have any issues. And it wasn't sat in any reprojection at all. It was a solid 90 all the way through. Really immersive. So this, the main gripe I've got with this, I don't care if it drops frames as long as I can't see them, but I can see them. So there's a constant little microstutter going on. And the worst offender is where it keeps going down to that 45, that transition where it plummets, you can see the headset refresh change. So I'm not going to be able to capture this in the recording, but it's basically, you can see the very, very distinct blur going on. And the only way I can demonstrate how that would look to you guys is if you were to put the Oculus debug tool, let's get this off my face because I don't necessarily need to look at it anymore. If I was to get this off my face quickly and change the asynchronous time warp 10 within Oculus debug tools, if I change that to force 45 FPS with asynchronous time warp disabled, that is the same visual artifact I'm getting. And again, it's not going to come across in the mirror, but I'm looking at the crates here. Yeah, that's basically the worst bit. You can just see it's a complete blur. Okay, that is what I'm getting constantly, where it's triggering and dipping, and it just makes the image look like absolute shit. So the only way I can fix this on a CV1 is to force 45 FPS asynchronous time warp enabled. Okay, at least that gives it a stable-ish. Obviously, is still going to have this random stuff going on, but it's actually playable like this. I wouldn't want to play it like this because it's 45 FPS. So the thing that gets me with 45 FPS, there's no immersion, and you can see the hands not basically doing what it should be doing. With this asynchronous time warp basically enabled, I can max out the graphics again. It's not a problem with that. So the issue I'm having is trying to get this game to run at 90 Hz. I don't care if I have to play it on low. I just want to play on low without problems. So this is CV1 setup. You can see in the top right corner of the recording that I'm doing. You've got the headset, controllers, 3 sensors, whatever. I've tried it all the way down to 1 sensor. It makes no difference. It makes no difference what USB ports I use, anything like that. So again, this situation I'm in now is completely bare minimum Windows install with just Alyx, just Oculus, that's it. There's nothing else on it. So yeah, I cannot fix this. Even when I go disabled, I'm just going to go disabled so I can show all of the stuff going on just for the guys that are going to be looking at this. Again, I've put a clock up there, so at least when I get the logs out, you can see hopefully whatever the hell's going on. You can see the actual red lines coming up in Steam's graph there. And you can see it just constantly dropping frames, just absolutely plummeting through them. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to change that overlay. Where are we on this pissing thing? Performance summary, there you go. So let's get up latency time and let you have a look at that. Move some head, okay. So this is the absolute worst offender. I can guarantee you it's not the parkour effects. You have to bear with me, it's a bit uncomfortable having this headset resting on your head. Nothing to do with particle effects, nothing to do with graphic settings at all. I can't help it. Again, I can put no window, I can do all of the little command line tricks people seem to think is the auto-render tricks. That doesn't seem to make any difference. No window, full screen, windowed, screen resolution makes no difference. So, again, clicking on active windows, it makes no difference. It makes no difference at all where I click, what gets clicked on. Click on Alyx itself. Absolutely no difference at all. Okay, still gets the issues. So I'm gonna have fun with getting all this back up here in a second. Bear with me. This is why I've done my recording on my actual Windows install with the with it all set up with no window, so at least it doesn't get rid of everything when I go back. So I cannot show anything else other than basically how it is now. So I'll just go through all of the Oculus performance HUD settings to see if that makes any sense to anyone. But in essence, what I can do is, so what I can do is basically, you can see the auto-synchronous time warp, active, not active, active, not active, active, not active. It's going nuts, basically. And this is with Steam reprojection disabled. There's no, in Steam VR, I've set the headset render resolution to 100. It's not on auto. It makes no difference if I put that to 20%. It makes no difference to Alyx at all. So I believe Alyx is using its own sort of render resolution and scaling and some algorithm to check whenever you're dropping frames. Because what tends to happen on the Oculus Quest, and I'll be able to demonstrate this, obviously, when I go through on that headset, when you scale the graphics options up, it will bring the render resolution down. I can see that on 72 Hz. I can see that working. 80 Hz, it falls apart. 90 Hz, it's back to exactly like it is on this Oculus Rift. So what I'm going to do is go through. I'm just going to eliminate, obviously, anyone's concerns with where I am in the level. So I haven't actually got a mask yet. If I can do this without Jeff telling me again, I'm going to go get a mask. Bear with me. Right. As you can see, fine. Absolutely good as gold here. I don't know what's causing it. I've tried following Jeff around. It doesn't seem to be him. No idea. Absolutely no idea. Not particle effects. Not anything to do with that. So here's all the stinky, bloody stuff being shot out of this guy here. Absolutely nothing to do with it. And again, this doesn't change on any driver version I do. It's exactly the same. So again, it just randomly ticks in. And this is like it throughout the whole game. But that bit of this level, I don't know what happened there. This bit of this level, where I go to the end, again, hopefully you guys can see the timer and check the logs for this. But this part of the level, for whatever reason, is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So I've left that obviously on auto synchronous time warp because I just keep kicking them up to 251 counts of it, kicking in 252, 253. It's impossible to play like this. So no idea why it's not settling. So I'm getting a headset off my head again. And I'm just going to change the last thing here, Oxus link, there's nothing left on there. So that clears up my CV1. Okay, I'm going to try cut this down if I can, but I want to leave this as is for the devs to look at. This is the CV1 Alyx performance problem video, if you will. Okay, so not much I can do here. Whatever I can show on here, if I've missed anything, with Oculus Link, I'll actually prove obviously the USB connection's all solid. That's all good there. No USB power problems. Again, this is solely the only game that has this issue, and simple pause and it goes away. Okay, so I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. Something's happening with the way Alyx is doing the frame prep. As far as I can see, it's CPU late starts that happening, and reprojection is turned off on Steam VR. See if I can get it up on this bit here for you so you can see. Right, that should be on 100. Okay, that was setting 100 in the headset, and video. Where are we? Let's turn it off. Turn it on low. Let's do per application settings. Motion settings disabled. Off. Makes no difference whatsoever. Still has the same problems. If anything, I probably just made it worse. So, no idea why. Absolutely no idea why. What's going on? Set this to auto. In fact, let's go. Tell you what, I'll do that. Get right down to 20. Disabled. Reprojection. Custom. Right down to 20. No difference. No difference. And that part of the level, if I can come back here, you have to bear with me because I'm not looking at my headset. It's going to turn around and you should see the frame rate is absolutely fine. It should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. As soon as I look back, it just goes to hell again. So this area is going to be my test subject, and I'm going to cover this better with the Quest 2 because I can change the refresh rates and I can show exactly what I've discovered. Basically, as I go up the refresh rates, it gets worse, and that doesn't scale as it should. So let me end this recording here. There's not much more I can show to you guys. Obviously, frame timing, I can get rid of this and turn around again if you really want to see that. Anything that I need to cover better, please let me know, because obviously I want to show you guys as much as possible. But what should be happening with this game, especially when I go to high settings, it should bring down the render resolution, which it doesn't. So let's go here. Let's go textures on high. Nah, solid. Let's go ultra. Yeah, this is going to obviously be straining the video memory. Okay. So even still, it will not lock into asynchronous time warp. I wouldn't mind if it did, because it shows it's working. It shows, right, you're asking a bit too much from your computer. Here's 45 and play like that. But at the minute, this is unplayable like it is. So again, this is auto-synchronous time warp. And force it on, no problem at all. Play like that at all. It's never going to dip below 45. They still get random bits going on, but again, that's where the headroom seems to increase. And I can show this better on the Quest 2 because I can change all the refresh rates and I can get it to work at 72, 80, and 90. Again, this is disabled. This is where it looks absolutely terrible in the headset. And it doesn't come across on the recording because obviously you can't see in the lenses. So, no idea. So, asking Ultra from it is doing about 70 frames or whatever. I can't understand why the early version of the game I could play at sort of pretty much ultra graphics without issues. So this seems to be something to do with the way Alyx is doing whatever in the background, whatever frame prep. Not much I can do. This is an old driver, like I said, nothing to do with the new nvidia drive problems. It's just how it is. So even now, it's like 80 frames or whatever. Why is it doing that? I haven't done anything. The computer can definitely run this at 90 frames, but it just seems to not want to. So hopefully, guys at Valve can actually find something on this. But this is part one of a two-stage video, just because it's so much to cover, and the Quest 2 is just easier for me to explain it because I can see visually changes in the headset. Whereas with the CV1, I boost the graphics up. It will boost the graphics up, but it doesn't do anything to the render resolution, or not what I can see in the headset. So on Quest 2, I can stand there, drop it, all the text comes down in resolution. That's fine. It like does that to balance out the performance. I guess that's what it's intended to do, and that's probably why everyone's saying use a command line to override that. But again, for whatever reason, that doesn't work for me. So from here, I'm going to end this video. That seems to be as much as I can do on this. Again, GPU profiling, do I enable that? No idea. Does it make a difference? Saving time and info. Again, I've tried everything. I've literally tried everything. So that's my log directory, Steam logs. Okay, so at least I know where they're going. Yeah, I don't know what else to do, guys. So appreciating the input. Should be saving the logs. Saving time of info. Yeah, auto save time on exit. Again, if I can't find this, you're gonna have to tell me where they are, guys. That's as much as I can do, to be honest. I can generate a system report after this video's done, but that's it. That's as much as I can go into. It just runs like crap. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to start on the second video now with the Quest 2 and go over it, and you see there's just a massive difference. Again, I'm going to go back to modern driver because it makes no difference clearly at all for me. It's not a driver issue. I don't know what that thing is with the 30 series. In fact, I'll do benefit of doubt. What I'll do is I'll use the Doom Eternal driver, which is basically on release same time as Half-Life Alyx. Okay, just to quickly add on to this very long video anyway, I've now done a DDU install of the 442.74. This is the Doom Eternal drivers. That's the only one I had saved on my computer, so again, makes no difference at all, and hilariously, going to 20% resolution per eye. This is after a restart. Obviously, the DDU installed, the rest of it with Alyx and Steam set down to 20% render resolution per eye. It's just hilarious. Look, it's still getting issues. Regardless, so if I come back onto here, and I'll be able to get that chart back up. In fact, I can get rid of this. Everything I changed in the end of the last video, excuse me, is still there. So per application video, 20% disabled. Yeah, I can't do much else about this now. You have to understand it is just this game. So I've left asynchronous time warp on auto, like I normally would want to anyway. So I've got a lot of headroom going on here. I've got 50 odd percent headroom. So I'm going to chuck my headset on and should be able to see it's quite clearly the same issue going on. Even though it looks like absolute crap in the headset. Super low resolution. This is what I would say the Quest 2 is dropping to when I go up to ultra settings, because I'm basing it on the bottles in the distance there in the fence. I don't know if that comes across in the mirror image, but yeah, it looks like crap. I won't bring up the Alyx on there because it sort of gets rid of everything on the screen, but you can see that I should have loads of headroom. I'm rendering so low, and yet I've still got an issue going on here. This is absolutely stupid. So I'm going to have to get rid of Jeff because this is still the same save. Oh, in fact, I have got a mask on. Yeah, you can see it's the same situation. Just random bits of the level. This is so low of a render resolution. This is beyond a joke. And it's having spikes. The headroom's plummeting a whole 60%, which is ridiculous. I don't know why it's doing that. So as you can see, there's nothing I can do with relation to drivers, settings. I can make it look like absolute crap, and it still has issues. So this is still on the CV1. I want to clear that up before I change over. Driver, I'm going to leave as this Doom Eternal driver. I'm going to leave it as the fresh Windows install. Everything else, I'm just going to get the Quest 2 set up and go from there, because at the minute, it's the only way I can demonstrate changes. This 20% nonsense is diabolically rubbish. It's terrible. Yeah, so I can't play like this, and I wouldn't suggest anyone play like this. It doesn't make any difference having a load of headroom. It's still going nuts, as you can see. I can't figure out why. So I'll call this video finished on the CV1 now, finally, and I will stick to that this time. So I'm going to do another log report after, and I'll rename that just to the changes I've got. So I'll attach it all as one for the CV1 section. All right, thank you.